What's up YouTube, Fantard here to give a review to RE0 episode 19. I was really excited for this episode, man. I was just like, waiting a whole week for these episodes is driving me nuts. What is this episode about? You know, with the last episode we got, how would this episode hold up? And what I was really looking forward to in this episode was, how would Subaru act? What would Subaru do in order to prepare for the upcoming events that is about to happen with Emilia and the Witch Cult? And man, he changes his approach. He has learned from these past couple episodes on how to negotiate, how to plan, because before in the past episode, all he had to do was just like gain people's trust, do like something different, show up a little earlier, because he was dealing with smaller events when it came to people dying and how to save someone's life. He had to be there a little earlier, show up a little earlier. But now every time each episode or each arc is getting bigger and bigger, he has to learn how to adjust and how to deal with politics now, which was something he couldn't deal with. He thought he can deal with politics by showing up and appealing to people's humanity, but that doesn't work. When it comes to politics, it's all about, what can you give, what can I gain, what can you gain? Like dangling what a person wants in front of him, like the previous episode, is what Krush told him in the last life, or the last reborn thing. And so he shows up, he negotiates with Krushamma to make an alliance with Emilia, and they go back and forth in the negotiations. He's offering some like mining rights. He's offering the position of the White Whale, Gluttony. He's offering its next position on where it's going to be, because pretty much the whole kingdom wants to get rid of the White Whale, but they don't know how to because it's so powerful, and they don't know whenever it shows up. And she's wanting to know, how the hell did you know that I was preparing for something like this, like to try and get the White Whale? And then he explains to her all the past details that have been happening in this past couple episodes. Her getting weapons, her talking to different people, preparing for some kind of battle. So he's able to put two and two together. So he's able to keep a sharp mind. He's still very sharp. Subaru has never really gone crazy. Like it showed like in episode 15 where he looked like he snapped. He's still very much there. He's still very much contained. He's not a madman. He's still going on strong. And which is, good. He's still learning. He's learning how to deal with these politics. And this whole chapter is basically, he's also able to get the other priestess in on it to help out. She's offering her something in exchange. I forgot what it was. I just finished the episode. But basically he's getting the two priestesses together to prepare to destroy the White Whale, to defeat it, because he's giving up its location. And in exchange, they're able to get protection or an alliance with Emilia so they can fight the Witch Cult in the next day, which I think they come in the next day. I believe this is a day earlier before the Witch Cult shows up and kills Emilia and the entire village. And I'm like, man, Subaru, I'm glad that he's able to adjust. He's adjusting to the politics. He's learning and learning, but that's the benefit of being able to die over and over again. And I also think it's really interesting where Subaru, he's getting ready for battle. He's able to choose his own dragon. And he recognizes a dragon from a previous life that he was in earlier, and that it was like really nice to him. So he chose that one, and Rem's like surprised. That one's known for having a lot of pride. So I'm like, well, where do you get that? Subaru's pride, that one's pride. What can you get more from another like little clue there on who Subaru really is? So this whole thing is like, it's all preparation. It's all getting like, it gets you hyped up. Everyone's getting ready, and the whole town, everyone's like, they want to get in on this. All the soldiers, Wilhelm, I think, who's like either a butler or one of the leaders for Krush, is like extremely happy because he wants revenge on this whale. And apparently she was she was the master swordsman that was killed, the one that Otto had mentioned when they were running away from the White Whale. So here's the thing: if she was killed, and if Rem was killed by the White Whale in the previous episode, a couple episodes back, but she was forgotten. If the Master Swordsman was killed, how come she wasn't forgotten? See, I'm wondering if Rem really was killed by the White Whale, because she was forgotten like 5 minutes later completely. Like everything about her disappeared. And if Gluttony has the power on what I think it is, where when he kills you, you completely disappear, then how come that's happening for the swordsman? It's just a theory that I have. Like, did he kill Rem, or is he really killing these people, the ones that like are forgotten? Did he really kill the Master Swordsman? It's just a question. Like, there's something fishy going on. Like, there's obviously gonna be some kind of twist on who the White Whale is, or what the White Whale is. And here's the thing: like, the white whale. They talk about here. They talk about the sins. All the sins. You know, I guess Betulus is a sin, but they call him the authority of sloth. Does that mean that he just represents sloth? Are all these sins, are they like animals of some sort, like the white whale, or is it a person that turns into an animal? Because Subaru, he apparently represents like pride, but is he actually the sin pride, or is he just a representation of it? Or does Subaru turn into an animal later on? Because the white whale is a big, giant monster, like mubbies, you know, that's how they say it in the subtitles. But like sloth isn't, and he got taken out pretty quickly by Puck or Betulus. So is he just a representation of the sins? That's what I'm wondering. Like little theories that I have here, and you know, it's like there's something not right here on who Gluttony is. There's just so many theories to go off. It gets you thinking. At the end of this episode, everyone is prepared to battle under the big tree, Fugel's tree. That huge tree, man, it looks really nice, the animation. Some of the animation, I didn't like how it was when the dragons were running. It looked kind of too stiff and still. But, you know, it's something I could bypass. Subaru, he has an alarm on when the white whale is going to show up. And then it shows up and you could just hear his music. And it kind of reminds me of like Jurassic Park when you hear like the phone ring and then you see Spinosaurus shows up. So all you hear is just the ring, and people are looking, oh, where is it? Is it gonna show up? And then you just hear the music. That's it. Just the doo 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 doo. It's so epic, and you see the white whale. You see its shadow going around the tree, and then it's flying, coming down to the moon. And I'm like, holy shit, this thing flies. I thought it was only tied down to the ground, like. But then, you know, it makes sense that if it's able to travel so fast through the fog, it probably makes sense that it could fly. It basically treats the sky like the sea. It's able to swim through the sky, which I thought was really cool. And then the design, its red eyes, you can see its horn. And everyone's like, oh shit, and then Crush is about to give the order, but like Subaru's already up ahead and he starts shooting it. Come on, guys! And what Subaru, his case in this, what his role is that he's going to be bait for the whale, because he explains to her that, oh, for some reason I can attract these monsters. And she's like, what? And at first she doesn't believe him. She's like, oh, what the hell? You know, you're not lying. She can tell when people are lying. And she's like, I've never questioned be able to tell if someone's lying. It's not since I met you, is basically what she's saying. So the next episode, I'm really excited. It's basically the start of a little war between the people and Gluttony. I'm really curious on how this is going to go. And Subaru's still worried about the witch cult. He doesn't know if they're going to have a hand in this or not. Really good episode. It was a preparation episode, an experience for Subaru, good character development, like the pacing. The episode went by too quick. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Great chapter. Hope you guys liked the review. That is it for me, Fantard, out.